When you look at a Chinese character, does it ever feel like you're trying to crack some kind of secret code? Well, what if I told you that a lot of them are actually tiny stories or little puzzles just waiting for you to solve them? Today, we're going to crack the code on one that's a perfect example. Okay, so here it is. This is our mystery character for today. It's pronounced pin. Now, I get it. At first glance, it might just look like three boxes stacked together. Kind of abstract, right? But stick with me. I promise that in just a couple of minutes, its meaning is going to make perfect sense, and you'll probably never forget it.
So the secret to figuring this out? It's not about staring at it until it sticks in your brain. No. The real trick is to see that it's actually made up of smaller, way simpler pieces. So let's do just that. We're going to break it down into its building blocks. And here we have it. This is the core piece of the puzzle. This little square is the character ko, pronounced ko. It's one of the most basic characters you can learn, and its meaning is, honestly, beautifully simple. It just means mouth. I mean, you can totally see it, right? Kind of looks like an open mouth. This little square is our foundation.
Okay, so how do we get from just one mouth to that character we saw before? Well, it's actually pretty straightforward. We start with one coochie. Then, boom, we add a second one next to it. And for the final piece, we pop a third one right on top. And there you have it. We've built our character, Shin. Okay, so this is where it gets really cool. If one of these squares is a mouth, what in the world could three mouths altogether mean? Think about it. The answer is actually so logical. Three mouths together, that's the character pin, and it means to taste or to sample. It's like you're sampling something, judging its quality, maybe with more than one opinion, or with all your senses firing. It's just perfect. And hey, this isn't some rare, ancient character you're never going to see again. No way. This one is super common. You'll see it in words like pian wei, which means to savor something, to appreciate its quality. Or pian chang, that's what you do when you're tasting a new food for the first time. And a really big one is pian cha, which is all about the art of tasting and enjoying tea. It's a huge deal. It really all comes back to a feeling we all know, right? Just think about it this way. When we eat, we are also tasting various seasonings, rich flavors. That moment when you're really focusing on all the different tastes, trying to pick them apart, that right there is the whole idea behind pin.
So when you see how we just built this character, piece by piece, starting with that one little square, what does that remind you of? Does it feel familiar? Like maybe building something?
It's Legos, right? Learning a character like Pin is almost exactly like playing with Legos. You take your most basic block, in this case, coochie, and you just start clicking them together. You create a whole new thing with a whole new meaning. It's logical, it makes sense, and honestly, it's a lot of fun.
And that right there is the big secret. The moment you stop trying to brute force memorize these shapes and start seeing them as little puzzles to solve, everything changes. The language just starts to click. It's not just about being easier to remember, it's just so much more interesting this way.
So there you have it. We cracked the code on pin, just by seeing its structure. One mouth becomes three mouths, and that means to taste. Simple. And once you start looking at characters this way, you can't unsee it. So it kind of makes you wonder, right? What other characters out there are just waiting for us to figure out their puzzle? They're all over the place.